So in my last video, I discussed how strong end of series Zoro will be, and a lot of the comments asked for a follow-up video surrounding Sanji. Now, this video is going to be interesting for me to make as there's not as many narratives for Sanji's end of series strength as there are for Zoro. Nonetheless, I was confident enough with the results I came up with to find an estimated area for his final rankings. What's up guys, my name is Vertics, and if you enjoy videos like this, I put out high quality content weekly you won't want to miss. Now, current Sanji's strength is right below Zoro, being above a majority of the first commanders. Now, being that Sanji's strength is very debatable, it's important to go over his current strength so we can determine exactly what we're upscaling from. It's no secret that Sanji has some of the best speed feats in the verse. Some people don't really grasp how fast he really is. So, Marco is able to somewhat keep up with Kizaru in Marineford, but Queen in base could still keep up with his speed. He was not dodging his attacks, but he was able to follow his movements with his eyes. While as when fighting Sanji, he was in his hybrid form, yet Sanji went invisible to Queen while just being in base, and went on to blitz and no-diff him the moment he unlocked Ifrit Janbei. Sanji is already faster than guys like Marco in base, and we know that with abilities like Diable and Ifrit Janbei that he can buff his stats. The one stat that is always most noticeably amped is his speed. That has always been a focal point of Sanji's power. In fact, when you look at a lot of top tiers and how they perform their strongest moves, it's most always involving them speeding up to and attacking their opponents. I suspect that when we reach the final war, Sanji still has a chance of fighting someone like Kizaru, but more likely a member of either the Gorosei or the Holy Knights. He will become one of the most difficult warriors to even hit, as not only does he currently possess insane speeds that are only going to get even crazier, but he can use Future Sight to see and avoid pretty much any attack coming his way. At the end of the series, Sanji will display some of, if not the fastest speed feats in the verse. Sanji already has insane speed, but we cannot forget about his strength. In Wano, he was going through a mental conflict for almost the entirety of the fight with Queen. Even when this is happening, he still tanked Queen's sword and it broke on impact, and then he went on to showcase a low-end form of regeneration where he fixes his broken bones. When he snapped out of it and his German genes awakened, he went on to annihilate Queen. The literal moment Sanji locks in, he blitzes and no-diffs Queen, and Ifrit Janbei is something he has gotten a lot more used to as of now. He was using it all over Egghead and was able to kick away one of Kizaru's lasers and damage Nesjuro. He actually did better against Nesjuro than Zoro did, as Zoro needed to be thrown by Jinbei for them to just equally clash. Sanji definitely has some underrated strength, but I think when the community will start to respect his strength a lot more is this arc, when he most likely fights one of the Holy Knights or Giants being controlled by Emu, and there's only one character on the island that if Sanji fights it's gonna be, in my honest opinion, and that's Killingham. Not only does he have the design for all of Sanji's opponents, but based off his centaur body, he will probably be insanely fast like Nesjuro was in Egghead. One of the main reasons people don't like to respect Sanji's strength is because they disrespect his opponents far more. Nobody talks about Queen in any high fashion, mainly because of his design. He's stronger than most people want to give him credit for, whereas Sanji's counterpart Zoro fights far cooler looking opponents than he does. And yes, Zoro's opponents are a bit stronger, but they aren't in a separate tier of power from each other. Now, while Sanji is fighting Killingham, if he somehow comes back together, I can see Zoro simultaneously fighting Summers. You can see how this makes sense narratively for them, and it's here that you have to discuss how Sanji will do so. Unlike Zoro, Sanji doesn't possess Conqueror's Haki, at least as of now. This entire video is a hypothetical as it is, but if Sanji is going to fight one of the Holy Knights or the Gorosei, now or in the future, it's like my guy Gambler said, he's going to have to unlock Conquerors or an ability exclusive to him. During the conversation where Gaban tells Zoro that he is a Conqueror's Haki user, Sanji fully believed that he was talking about him at first. Now, I don't know why he would believe he had it in the first place if he didn't have a good reason to. I'm gonna dive into if Sanji can be a Conqueror for a minute because this is not only important to the video, but people don't really understand what makes you a Conqueror's Haki user. A lot of people associate it with wanting to become the strongest at something or literally conquering someone or something. While a good amount of time this is the case, we have seen a variety of confirmed Conqueror's Haki users have the ability without having much of a kingly ambition. Just to go over a few, Whitebeard, a man we can all agree deserves it, has the dream of wanting to have a family. Oden's main dream involved opening up the borders of Wano, which isn't too different from finding the All Blue, since Sanji would have to tear down the border between all oceans, aka the Red Line. Boa herself is a simp, and as far as I know, that's her literal dream, marrying Luffy. Sanji is no different in terms of passions that make him a conqueror. In fact, he has a better reason than all of the characters I just mentioned. It's a topic that is always going around, especially when any new Conqueror's user is revealed, but as time goes on, I really am buying into the idea that he's going to unlock it. This could be something Oda is foreshadowing, but we could also see him pull off something like black or white flames to damage immortals. Not only does it make sense narratively, as he is a cook, but that's the whole reason Sanji moves faster and hits harder while in Ifrit Janbei. Now, I tend to lean on it being black flames rather than white flames if he gets this power up because of his names. Black Lake Sanji and Stealth Black would be something Oda is hiding in our faces. There's even the third option of him getting both a hotter flame and Conqueror's Haki, which would make him stupidly cracked. Either way, Ifrit Janbei is definitely not the extent to Sanji's strength, and he's going to unlock an even hotter type of flame or Conqueror's Haki to help him bypass the immortality. I think that during this arc, both Zoro and Sanji will creep into that current Rayleigh Gabon tier of strength, and after they use their powers more frequently, they will become a true Admiral Yonko level fighter. Now, one of the consistencies following Sanji is he's going to be next to Zoro in strength. Whether you like Sanji or not, you can't deny that this has always been the case. If you saw my end of series Zoro video, you would know that I believe Zoro is going to be the 5th strongest character at the end of the series. Now, I don't think that Sanji will be right behind him at number 6, but he sure as hell will be close. Oda will always have Sanji not too far behind Zoro to keep the rivalry going. Now, I can't confidently rank Sanji in a placement like I did for Zoro, but what I will tell you is he's most likely going to be chilling right near or below the number 10 spot. Now, I'm not sure he's going to be stronger than Whitebeard, Roger, or Akainu, but I do believe he will be in or around the same tier of power. Power cliffing is a serious thing. Like I said in past videos, it's not something an author plans for, and the scaling of the series will always end up different than what they initially intended. I do feel he'd be stronger than guys like Kizaru, Kaido, and Shanks, and depending on how far the power cliffing goes, maybe even further. Well, that's it for you guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and leave a like. It really helps with the algorithm and is very appreciated. As always, shout out to Tiberius for the thumbnail. He makes quality thumbnails for me all the time. And if you would like some of your own, hit him up on Twitter, link in the description, as well as my Twitter at Vertics_ for more of my takes. And without further ado, you guys can get out of here.